Well, greetings and salutations, everybody. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name's John Campea, and this is my quick review of the brand new Warner Brothers DC film, Shazam. And let's just cut to the chase. Shazam is fantastic. It's a fun, crowd-pleasing, entertaining, wonderful joyride of a film that really emphasizes the new DNA and the new identity of Warner Brothers DC films that we saw kind of get kick-started with Aquaman, now carries through to Shazam, and it's carried through to wonderful effect. This is a wonderful movie, and I'm telling you right now, it's probably now my second favorite DCEU film, right behind Man of Steel. Now, I know that doesn't mean a lot to a lot of you, because a lot of you don't like Man of Steel, and that's fine. I love Man of Steel, so for me to call this my second favorite DCU movie is actually saying quite a bit. Let's start with Zachary Levi. Look, I knew as soon as they announced Zachary Levi was going to be playing Shazam, I kind of got a sense for what kind of film you're going to be making, because you only cast Zachary Levi if you're going to make this film a certain kind of film, and I was so happy that they did. Zach Levi in this film channels his inner Tom Hanks from Big and really plays through this wonderful sense of awe and wonder and amazement that this 14-year-old boy who could suddenly turn into a grown man with the powers of the gods would exhibit. And he brings that enthusiasm and that wonder that you would want him to do. And in the film, of course, Shazam, now of course a 14-year-old boy in the body of a god, he does all the things in the movie that you would think an actual real 14-year-old boy would do if suddenly he had the powers to do everything that he can do. Now that's only half of the coin. The other half of the coin that you need to complete this whole picture is to have really good fun performances from the kid versions as well, and that's Asher Angel, who plays Billy Batson, the guy who turns into Shazam, and Jack Grazer, who plays his best friend, who kind of knows more about the superhero world and kind of helps guide Billy through the paces of what it means to be a superhero. These kids were great, not only playing their specific roles, but when they're on screen together, you know, Billy and Jack and Asher together, they're just great. They have wonderful chemistry together, great banter, and some of the funniest and most enjoyable moments of the film comes without Shazam on screen, but comes with just those two, and they played it great. And you would think in a movie like this that's really going for fun, kind of the Tom Hanks Big feel, you would think that the villain wouldn't need to play that big of a role. And the villain's role isn't monstrous in this movie, but it is quite front and center, and it works great because of Mark Strong. Mark Strong brings that, I hate using the word gravitas, but I'll use it here. Mark Strong as a performer brings that gravitas to it, and he gives just enough kind of a fearful, kind of villainous feel to the role, but at the same time knows how to drop a little bit of humor here and there too. And as a result, the villain stands out. When the villain stands out, the rest of an action kind of movie, even when it's a bit of a comedy as well, gets to highlight even more. Mark Strong brings it in spades. But one of the things that I think really separates Shazam from a lot of comic book movies is the fact that, yeah, it can bring fun and humor and all that kind of stuff, and that's great if you execute it well, and they do, but not a lot of them have heart. And this film kind of reminded me a lot of Bumblebee, whereas, you know, a lot of Transformers movies can have action, all that kind of stuff, but none of them have heart until Bumblebee came along. A lot of even really good superhero movies don't often have a good sense of heart and emotional elements to them, but Shazam does. You probably read in a lot of the early responses to Shazam that it really gets home with the themes of family and belonging and ties, the things that bind us and all that kind of stuff. It really does. And it comes through in a very sweet way without being overplayed and without being shoved down our throats. But this is a superhero film that, yes, has a lot of fun entertainment and action and joy and all that kind of stuff, but it's all underpinned with a good dose of heart that kind of buoys up all those other elements. Now look, this isn't a perfect film. There are some things that come across a little unintentionally cheesy, like it's particularly in the first half of the first act. Some of the setup of the film was kind of done in a way that I felt like was coming from a mid-1990s superhero film, which is not a good thing. And I remember sitting there in the theater thinking, oh gosh, I hope it gets better than this. And it does, it completely does. So if you watch this film and in the first 10-15 minutes you're thinking, this isn't so good so far, don't worry about it. It really does pick up. Now, there's also a few emotional beats in the movie throughout, only a couple, that while the movie does have a lot of good heart, there are some scenes they set up that are meant to be very emotional, have a real impact, that don't quite hit and kind of feel a bit shallow and maybe even a little bit forced. But those are very few and far between and doesn't undermine at all in any way the fact that this is a great, fun, entertaining movie. So the bottom line to me is, look, if Warner Brothers and DC is trying to take their universe now in a new direction of crowd-pleasing, fun entertainment, which is really kind of kicked off by Aquaman, they have crushed it with Shazam. This movie not only makes me just can't wait to see Shazam again, it also makes me not being able to wait to see a sequel, and it also makes me not being able to wait to see whatever else DC has in store for us, because whatever it is they're doing now, it's working. I love this movie, and I think you will too. So listen, guys, I want to know, have you had a chance to see Shazam yet? I know it played in a lot of advanced screenings across the country. If you did, what did you think of it? Jump down to the comments section below and let me know your thoughts. Listen, guys, that will do it for me and my quick thoughts on Shazam. Jump down to the comments section and leave me your thoughts. And guys, while you're here, why don't you take a second, click on that subscribe button, become a subscriber to the John Campea channel, and make sure you tune in for my live show Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, the John Campea Show. That'll do it for me for now, guys. Thanks a lot for joining me. My name's John Campea, and until my next video, bye-bye.